We will introduce the structure of ship power station. In the simulator, the page related to the ship power station is mainly included in this area. This is the left side of the main switchboard. This is the right side of the main switchboard. Except for the main switchboard, there are also emergency switchboards and distribution switchboards. This is the emergency switchboard that we talked about earlier. This is the distribution panel. Distribution switchboard is a second distribution of the main switchboard in the engine room of each circuit. Let's look at the power station diagram first. The structure of the power station is equivalent to the primary power system of a power grid. You can see it in this system diagram. The ship's power station consists of 3 main diesel generators and 1 emergency generator. In addition to these 3 main diesel generators and emergency generators, which can provide power to the ship's power station, it is also possible to supply power to the ship's equipment through shore power boxes. Some interlocks devices are required between the main generator and emergency generator and shore power to avoid damage caused by their simultaneous power supply. This is the main switchboard. The main switchboard mainly collects and manages electricity from 3 main diesel generators. Through the main switch of the 3 diesel generators, power can be concentrated on the bus. This is the emergency switchboard. There are 2 disconnecting switches between the main switchboard and the emergency switchboard. They are connected in series, connecting the main switchboard and emergency switchboard. Under normal circumstances, when there's power in the main grid, the emergency grid is supplied by the main grid. If the main grid failure, resulting in blackout, the emergency generator starts automatically to supply power to the emergency grid. This is the emergency generator. Supply power to the emergency bus through the main switch and disconnecting switch of the emergency generator. Because the capacity of the emergency generator is small, only power for the equipment which connected to the emergency bus bar can't supply power to the normal load in the main grid. This is the main switch of the generator connected to the bus bar, also known as an error circuit breaker. The electricity from the generator is collected into the bus bar and then controlled or supplied by 2 distribution panels. One is a group starter panel. One is a feeder panel. In this simulator, there are 4 group starter panel and 4 440-volt feeder panel. In addition to the group starter panel and 440-volt feeder panel, 2 lighting transformers are used to reduce the voltage to 220 volt for lighting power. This is a 220-volt bus bar. These 2 are lighting transformers. It has primary side switch and secondary side switch. The primary switch is installed on the 440-volt feeder panel. This disconnecting switch connected to the emergency switchboard is also installed on the 440-volt distribution panel. The same with the emergency panel. They also included a 220-volt emergency power distribution panel. They also transform the 440-volt voltage of the emergency switchboard through two emergency lighting transformers. Then connect to the 220-volt distribution panel. There are some tags on this panel. Let's take a look. These marks on the left is the important parameter of the corresponding diesel generator, including generator rated power, power factor, rated current of generator, the rated voltage, and the frequency. For this simulator, the rated power of the generator is 1,120 kilowatts. The rated current is 1,796 ampere. The power factor is 0.8. The rated voltage is 450 volt. Frequency is 60 Hz. There is a jump tag 104 on the right side of the generator. We click the jump tag. It can jump to the control panel of the diesel generator. This is diesel generator panel. At the top of the control panel are 4 parameter display meters. This is a standby indicator for the diesel generator. If the diesel generator is ready for start, but if its opening mode is local, this light won't go on. Only lubricating oil pressure and starting air pressure are normal. The starting interlock has been lifted. The turning gear has been disengaged. The control mode is in remote control position. This light will then come on. These two indicators correspond to the state of the main switch of the diesel generator. Green means close. Red indicates the open. This light will be on if the diesel generator is running. In the middle is a station management unit for the diesel generator on the ship. It may be responsible for monitoring diesel generator parameters and the protection of diesel generators. When the diesel generator is in parallel operation automatically, it is also used to monitor whether the pressure difference, frequency difference, and phase difference between the incoming machine and the current bus are satisfied, and issue closing instructions when it is appropriate. Close the main switch. So this is the protection and parallel operation unit for the diesel generator. This is the voltage regulator for the diesel generator. The voltage of the diesel generator can be fine-tuned. On the ship, the regulator is usually installed in the box of the generator control panel. Below are some buttons and knobs. These are the start and stop generator buttons. The two buttons are only effective when the generator is in the remote control mode. You can start and stop operation here. That is to say, only when the generator standby indicator above is on. We can start the generator here. This is a space heater for the diesel generator motor. It prevents the damage of the corresponding circuit components due to moisture in the diesel generator when the diesel generator is not in use. The space heater is powered by 220-volt power supply. When the power is on and the switch position is selected on, the space heater will work. This is the abnormal trip reset switch. If the main switch of diesel generator has abnormal trip, for example, the diesel generator voltage is too low and the parallel operation fails, etc., the light button will light up after an abnormal trip. If this button is not manually pressed to reset the fault, the main switch is not allowed to close again. This is the emergency stop button. diesel generators are controlled locally or remotely. This button is all valid. It is in series with the local emergency stop button. On the right is the main switch for the diesel generator. This is also the appearance of the real ship main switch. On the switchboard of the real ship, these two panels are arranged up and down. The panel on the left is positioned at the top. The panel on the right is positioned below. In practice, the main switch on the right side is seldom operated directly for closing and opening. Generally, the main switch is centrally controlled by the buttons on the synchro panel. In actually managed, if necessary, you can also directly press the on button and the off button here to close and open. Some parameters of the diesel generator can also be observed above the main switch. There's an LCD screen here to show the value of the current three-phase current in the main switch, which diesel generator panels like this. There are several generators on board, each coming with a couple of generator panels, respectively. On this ship, there are 3 diesel generators, so there are 3 of them. This is the introduction of the ship's power station structure.